Hello everyone. So today we're going to talk about converting an MT8051IE, I have one right here, to a CMT2058XH. There's a lot of benefits that come with the upgrade, including dual Ethernet ports, the ability to add code assists onto your unit, and a plethora of cool software features that are added in. But mainly today, of course, we're going to talk about the conversion process, and we'll just get right into it. So it's pretty easy. We could break it down into 5 simple steps. The first being, if you're using an older software version, if you were using an older software version of program, your IE series, what we'll want to do before we upgrade, if you do plan to upgrade software versions, is go to File, Compress, Uncompress, and we'll compress our project file. And then when we open it up in the new software, when we open up the new software version, we'll do the same routine, but we'll uncompress that project file into the newer version. Second step, we'll go to System Parameters and select the Model tab to change the HMI model from the IE series to our CMT2058XH. We'll select it here. It will run through a short conversion process, prompt you to decide how you want to resize in windows and objects. It will pretty much handle that for the most part automatically, so there's not a whole lot that you need to do here. Usually I just leave the default settings. So the third step being, we'll get a project migration report, like the one that you see here. I like to save these reports, so I'll just click Save. And then later on, I'll open this up in Excel and we'll actually review each individual detailed step. I'll check what objects changed or what configuration has changed for objects on specific windows. So we can see here, as an example, that object MD, meter display 0, on window 10, the style has been adjusted. So if I go into the project, and I'm already on window 10, I can see MD0. I can see that the style has in fact been adjusted slightly. So if I need to, I can go in and I can configure this if it's a little bit different to match the look and layout of my old project. But for the most part, although there is a new set of styling on the CMT series, for the most part, most of your configured stylings that were in your older IE series project will carry over. But it is important to review that migration report and compare it against notes and documentation. So what I would recommend, let's go to our forum, that's forum.wintechusa.com, go to the download section, select documents, and download the notes on project migration. This file will tell you everything you need to know about migrating your CMT or your IE project to your CMTX series. So there's nothing to be assumed, I should say. Fourthly, we'll use our tools in EasyBuilder Pro to actually reconfigure and adjust our project. So, some of those tools being, if you go to the Tool tab, finding overlapping objects. So in the older IE series models, the way that we would actually interact with or perform specific functions in the project, like for example, if we wanted to set a bit and change a window at the same time, we might stack 2 objects on top of each other. In the newer CMTX series, we don't do that. It actually improves the maintainability of the project dramatically if you only have to look at the top level button rather than pull them apart to figure out all of the objects that are stacked and determine what the logic is behind those. And in fact, the way that the CMTX series operates is that only the top level button will respond. So you're going to want to use this Find Overlapping Objects tool and our Convert to Combo button tool to then convert these objects into single buttons, single use buttons. It's just easier that way. So as an example on this window, since these 3 objects, or this object overlaps 2 other objects, obviously, if I double click on this one, we can see it's a set word, and when we click on it, it'll write a value of 0. And this one is a set bit. I can see because it says SB. But basically, I can just copy this object over these 2. I'll select one, I'll right click and click Convert to Combo button, it will convert it into a single button, and then I can do the same for this side as well. So we would just want to go through the project and find any overlapping buttons. This might not apply to you, but I've seen this in a handful of projects. Fifth, you'll want to download this project on your CMT2058XH and test the operation. Make sure that it performs or works in the same way that you intended for your IE project. So some of the functionality will be different. You'll see in EasyBuilder Pro that some of the layouts or the UIs for menus are different. So it's important not just to test the operation, but also to verify things like file output, like you're getting the files that you intended in the format that you wanted. The older legacy style IE series produces, for example, .evt files or some specific file types that are no longer used on our CMTX series. So again, we'll just want to go through in menus such as the data sampling menu, the event log menu, and just make sure that those are configured to your liking. And if you're trying to replicate features in the older project, again, you can just refer to the notes on project migration guide. We have plenty of resources on these topics. We have videos that talk about migration, and we have forum posts on migration. So if you have any questions, of course, always feel free to put them on our forum, and one of our engineers will respond as quickly as possible to any questions you have related to your migration. Thank you so much for watching this video on project migration, and we'll see you in the next video.